welcome to my channel. This is my first ever YouTube makeup tutorial. I am so excited. I wanted to do something a little bit more bold, retro, more myself, because I feel like I am stuck between vintage, grunge, and glam. So I kind of wanted to tie a few things together to create this look right here. I want it to be more of like a retro, glam, so like kind of a classic look spiced up a little bit, doing something a little bit more artsy with the eyeliner. So yeah, I'm super excited. I had the honor of recording here in Ipsy Open Studio as my first YouTube video. I'm completely honored. I really wanted to release something for my first video that was professional. I feel like that's what took me so long to finally get this started. I didn't want to come out with anything I wasn't happy with. So yeah, this is a new start, and I'm very excited, and I hope you guys like this look, so continue watching. First thing I'm going to do is apply my Smith's Balm. I like to apply my chapstick or lip balm before I start my looks. This way, at the end, when I apply my lipstick, it's already nice and moisturized. I'm going to be starting with my eyes since I'm doing a more smoky look. Just to prevent fallout, I'm going to start with my eyes. And I'm going in with Urban Decay Naked Concealer. I'm just going to pat that in with a beauty blender. This one's from Tarte. Kind of go under a little bit too. And just to ensure that I don't have any creasing, I am going to be using the Urban Decay Original Primer Potion. This is my Ride or Die primer. Applying a little bit. Better safe than sorry, because I do have such round eyes that I will crease if I don't use it. Okay, so for this look, I am obsessing over it. Pretty sure everyone is right now. The Modern Renaissance palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. And as a base shade, I'm going in with Tempera right here. Alrighty, and to pack that on, I'm using a nice kind of fluffy packing brush. I'm going to dab a little bit off, and I'm just going to pat that all over the lids. This just makes it a little bit easier for when you apply the transition colors. It has a nice base. Okay, so once I apply the base, I am actually going to be going in with Golden Ochre. This is a really pretty transition shade. It's a little bit, it's kind of like a honey shade, actually. I'm just going to be going in with the crease, and I'm going to start a little bit tighter. I'm going to be focusing more on the outer part of the eye, but when I bring it in, I'm going to bring it a little bit tighter. I have very round eyes, so I like to smoke out the outer corner a little bit more to make it, give the illusion that I have more cat eyes, which I wish I did. Once I do that, I'm going to take a little bit more fluffy of a brush. This one's the Morphe M200. I like to use this brush without any product to just kind of manipulate. So we have no harsh lines. And again, with a more fluffy brush. Okay, so I am going to be going in with a random color, but it's a transition color that I use for many, many warm eyes that I do. I am going in with MAC Always Sunny. This is one of my all-time favorite transition colors. I remember years ago when I was like first starting out, I remember Jaclyn Hill used to use this one all the time, and I was like, I must have that, and ever since I have been obsessed. So I'm just gonna go in with that one with actually the more fluffy brush, just to give the crease a little bit more depth. I'm kind of going in side to side motions, but also doing little circles, just so I can kind of help blend it up a little bit. Repeat the same thing on the other eye. So going back in with the Morphe M330, I'm going to be going in Raw Sienna. And I'm going to be applying that right on the crease a little bit tighter than the other colors. And I'm going to be using this Morphe brush right here. It doesn't have a number on it, I don't know why. But it's a nice packing brush. So I'm going to be going with burnt orange. And again, I'm going to be repeating the same thing, just kind of packing it more, focusing on the outer corner. This is going to give whatever we put on top of this color a little bit more depth as well. So using that crease brush again, I'm actually going to be going back in with Raw Sienna. Going back to previous colors is a really good key for blending as well. Alright, and taking this fluffy brush, I'm actually going to dip a teeny little bit of golden ochre in it. And I don't know if you guys can see, but I'm barely putting a little bit. It's just on the bottom of the brush. And I'm just going to go right above the crease. I'm super excited to be using this product. I'm such a kid when it comes to this kind of stuff. But this is a really pretty gel shadow by Butter London. It's metallic gold in the shade Spark. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's squishy. It's so cool. And what I like about these, they do go on wet, but they dry very fast and very nicely, so they don't transfer too bad on the crease. My eyes are more hooded, as you can probably see, so I do get a little bit right on the crease. This one helps to not do that. And I'm going to go from the inner corner to more of the center. Make sure that you're staying tight to the crease line too. You're not just kind of slapping it on. Okay, so once you have applied all of that, you're just kind of going to let it sit and do its thing, dry for a minute. Going in with one of my crease brushes and just kind of softening the edges out a little bit. Okay, so once I kind of softened up the crease, I'm going to be going with Cypress Umber. This is the dark brown shade. I'm only using a teeny little bit on the end of my brush because a little bit goes a very long way with this shade. So I'm kind of packing and blending at the same time, without going too far out, because you want to leave the transition colors still visible. Repeating the same thing to the other side. And as you can see, there already is some fallout. Going in with the fluffy brush again and just softening that up. I am going in with Too Faced Sketch Marker, and these are their new liners. I'm in love with them. The fun color ones are adorable as well, and it's cute because they look like little pins. And I love these liners too because they are so very pigmented. Trying to make these twins, not just sisters. So once you're happy with the liner, I am going to be doing my face now. So I have very dry skin. One of my favorite products of all time, well, favorite line is First Aid Beauty. I'm going to be going in with the Moisture Mist. And I'm going to be using the All Nighter foundation. I am in the shade 2.0, very white. So I'm just going to be applying I'm going to do 2 pumps, and that should be more than enough. So going in with my damp sponge, and again, this one's the one from Tarte. I'm going to go ahead and just apply. I love this foundation, even though I am dry. This is matte, but I love to apply a dewy spray on after. I just feel like more matte gives me a little bit more coverage, especially because my skin has not been good to me. It has been awful, and of course it's right before I film. You shouldn't have. You really shouldn't have. I feel like that's just my luck though. I'm going to be going in with the Lock-It Kat Von D's new formula of her concealer. I love her concealer. Just like everything else, it's very pigmented. I am in the shade Warm L3, which is I feel like the closest color to white. So I'm going to be kind of applying it right here. I feel like my right here doesn't cut off, so I tried to give the illusion that my nose is kind of skinnier. Down the center of my nose, a little bit by the Cupid's bow, a little bit on my smile lines, because I do crease like crazy there, and on my forehead. Blend it out. I feel like I make the weirdest faces when I do this. I'm in mascara position. Before I start to crease, I am going to set the under eye. I'm going to be using Shade Light by Kat Von D, and I am going to be using these two right here. I kind of mix those two. And I'm going to be going in with a kind of airbrush brush. This one's by Sephora. I've had this one forever, and I just feel like it's my favorite for setting the under eye. So you definitely don't want to swipe, you want to pat. In the same shape you applied the concealer. I am going to be setting the rest of my face. I'm going to be going in with the Laura Mercier translucent powder, and this one's in light. I'm going to be using this really pretty brush I got forever ago by MAC. It's the 126 SE brush. And I'm just going to be setting wherever else. I am going to be doing the under eye part now. I am going to be applying Raw Sienna. Okay, so now I'm actually going to be going in with a more flat definer brush. I'm going to be using this one. This is the Morphe M113. I am going to be packing burnt orange right against the lash line. I love putting warm colors on the bottom lash line, especially if you have colored eyes. I feel like nothing brings out colored eyes more than oranges and browns. So we're kind of doing the same kind of thing as the tops. We're kind of mirroring what we did. Now we're going to go with Cypress Umber, and we're going to do the same thing, packing it right on the bottom lash line. I don't know if you guys ever think about why we do that. It stretches our face out or something and makes life easier. But I really don't think it even does that. For the lash line, I'm actually going to be going in with NYX Milk. It's the Jumbo Pencil. I'm going to be applying that to my waterline. Waterline helps to really open up your eyes, especially if you're doing such like a bold eye. It's going to keep them looking nice and open. This is definitely my favorite because I feel like it lasts all day and it's nice and creamy, and I'm not like doing this for like 5 minutes. So I did start with my brows. I did use number 2 in the Precise My Brow by Benefit. These are the new ones and I love them. So I'm just going to be kind of sculpting them up a little bit more. So once you're happy with that, I am going to actually set them, and I'm using Ready, Set, Brow, also by Benefit. I love all their new brow products, and this gel is absolutely amazing. It does keep them intact, but it doesn't look gluey and too shiny, which I really like. So I'm just going to be very lightly brushing the hairs up so they don't fall down on me throughout the day. This also helps to make them actually look like natural brows. Kind of defines more of the hairs. Alright, so now I'm going to be contouring. For this, I am going to be using the Shade Light palette. I am going to be using more of this warm color right here. So I'm using a nice little angled brush. This one's by Morphe. It's a little bit fluffier. I was using a really sharp, like angled one, but lately I've been really liking a lot more softer looks, especially for something that's a little bit more retro glam. I do think a softer contour is going to look a little better. I'm just kind of packing it a little bit first too. And then kind of manipulating. You can do cream contours for this look. For today, I just really wanted it to be really soft, so that's why I'm using powders. It's crazy too what contour can do. Like, I look like a total potato without it. I have such a round face. So I'm just gonna kind of going right on the jawline too, to pretend I have a nice jawline, you know? I'm going to be going in with a little crease brush. This is one by Esom Brushes. I'm pretty sure I got this in beauty school. And this one's nice because it's nice and flimsy and really thin. I'm going to tap a teeny little bit of the same contour bronzer. I'm going to really tap off my brush a little bit of product. I'm just going to simply contour my nose. So I'm just going straight down. I'm also doing a little U right here. And as for blush, I'm going to be going in with the oldie, but a really good goodie. I'm going to be going in with this NARS palette right here. I'm pretty sure this came out like 2 years ago for the holidays. But I love it so much, and I'm going to be mixing these two colors right here. Brush number 2 is down. And always make sure that you're blending your blush all the way back to your contour as well. Okay, to get a little bit artsy, I am going in with Lime Crime liner in the color Reason. This is a nice pretty silver on the bottom part of my wing. I'm going to go right underneath. I'm going to kind of define the inner corner a little bit. It's going to help really highlight the inner eye as well. I'm going in with Huda Beauty. And actually, believe it or not, this is my first time using them. I don't know where I've been in my life. I've really stuck to Velour Lashes and House of Lashes forever. So once you have on your lashes, the last steps would be highlight. I'm actually going to be using Becca Cosmetics and Jaclyn Hill Champagne Pop. I'm applying very, very softly. I'm going to be applying a little bit above my lip. On my chin. my nose, and I'm just going to take my pinky in the highlight. To tie this retro glam look together, I'm going to be using Lime Crime, and I'm going to be using Wicked, which is a darker, more vampy red, and then Red Velvet, which is a classic true red. Once you got Wicked on the outer corners and the edges, I'm going to be going in with Red Velvet. Just kind of meshing those two together. So to top it off, the final step, I am going to be using something a little bit more luminous, and I'm going to be using Tatcha, the Dewy Skin Mist. I'm only applying a little bit of this because I don't want to, I have a lot of texture going on, so I don't want to accentuate it. Okay guys, well that concludes this look. I want to thank you all for watching, and please subscribe. This is new, so I have like nobody on here. But yeah, please subscribe, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial as much as I love doing it. Please leave comments down below or follow me on Instagram. It's just my name, @TaylorSteingold. Let me know what you guys want to see next, and I will take that into consideration and have it ready for you guys soon. Thank you so much.